I had this idea when Erika first started talking about forming the company. I was like, this would be really cool to document this and film this kind of journey up into our first show. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know at the time that we knew what we were getting into with that idea, to try to do our first production with such a limited amount of people and then say, yeah, let's film it. So while we're building sets and trying to move into the theater and doing rehearsals, I'm also trying to film as much footage as I can. A lot of the dancers, I would be like, here, take the camera and go film some footage in the dressing room or talk to dancers, and they would get me great footage that I didn't have time to get. So it was this unique experience to be able to capture that moment. So not only do we have those memories, but then we also have it to look back on 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It was a great experience. I'm glad we did it. It was a crazy idea, but I'm glad we did it. It turned out really cool.
Honestly, my favorite memory of my whole time dancing with Ballet Nebraska is the very first season with Swing, because I felt like the energy was insane. Like, everybody was hoping for the same thing. We all had the same goal in mind, and I still remember the feeling of when the curtains open. Oh my gosh, it gives me goosebumps.
The first few years of American Midwest Ballet, at that time Ballet Nebraska, it was just such a group effort it was like everyone was just doing every little thing they possibly could to make it succeed.
What it takes to succeed is a lot of passion and people that were willing to give their all to make it happen. And I felt we had a lot of people that were like that.
It was a lot of fun preparing for Swing the first time around. I have a lot of great memories from that show.
Preparing for the first production of Swing was horrible. It was really stressful. It was really fun. I should say the rehearsals were really fun. Harrison came back. He's just a ball of energy like you've never seen. It's a show that I love. The dancers had such a camaraderie. So it was very exciting. But as we got closer and closer to the show, it was like this pressure cooker that was really intense.
I think logistically, since it was a brand new company and it was the first show of a brand new company, everyone was still figuring out how it all worked as far as structure and how we were relating to each other. Everyone knew each other, but it was a new package. So that was definitely something we had to figure out as we went along.
On the day of the show, we loaded into the theater. Everyone was trying to do everything that now we do in over a week in one day.
I just remember the day of the show at the Orpheum was just the most chaotic, exciting, stressful day that I think I've ever had in the theater.
We didn't have much rehearsal time. There was a lot of new people who had never done it before. So there was so many ifs.
We only got through tech rehearsal of Act 1 that day, and so Act 2, what the audience saw in the performance of Act 2, that was the first time that happened on the stage that day. And it actually went really well, so maybe we should do that again, I don't know. Probably not.
My favorite part of Swing is the very finale. All the dancers come out on stage, great big band music, and we have this, I still remember the steps. We have kick, 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 and ball change, and kick, 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 and ball change, and then we all turn, and we finish! And that's my favorite part of Swing.
To be honest, I didn't know if we'd have more than one show, so I wanted to start with what I really wanted to do, what I thought would be a great show if we only got one crack at it, and so I wanted to do Swing.
Swing is still unbeatable.
That show's always going to be that special show where it all began.
Well, I have some stories that I won't share on camera. It was a touch and go process the first time, 2010.
It's a great time for us to stop and reflect and look back at like what it felt like to start this company and how exciting and how scary it was. And then who would have thought really that we'd be here today in this beautiful performing arts center that's now our home. So yeah, it's a great place to be.